LisaRaye and Tisha Campbell have decided to speak up because they feel it is time for the truth to come out. They are not willing to stay quiet or let Jada avoid questions any longer. With many celebrities facing scrutiny after the Epstein file controversy, several high-profile couples, including Beyoncé and Jay-Z, as well as Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, are rumored to be worried about private matters becoming public. LisaRaye and Tisha claim that their marriages were damaged because of Jada and Will's actions. They also believe that certain young entertainers were treated unfairly behind the scenes. Jada's past relationship with August Alsina, often described as an entanglement, raised eyebrows and sparked debate. Now, reports suggest that this may not have been the only controversial situation, but it was the first one that became widely known.
When I was young, I definitely think I had a sex addiction of some kind. Yes, that everything could be fixed by sex.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
After the drama at the 2022 Academy Awards, many people thought the attention around Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith would finally calm down. Instead, their names kept coming up in new conversations online. First, people connected them to rumors involving Sean Combs, and then their names were mentioned again when the Jeffrey Epstein files became public. Will's name was not clearly highlighted in the documents, but readers pointed out a section describing a young victim whose story reminded some of Brisher Y. Gray. Even if that page was not about him, many believe he struggled within an entertainment system that exposed him to older, powerful figures at a young age. Old clips of Will praising Brisher and promising to guide him towards success have recently resurfaced, leading to even more discussion and speculation online.
Charlie was with me every step of the way, first out the limo. So Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline, and he's gonna be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, Who is best to give you advice? And it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life. And it's like I'm listening from the greatest, and it's like making me well prepared.
Now we see what happened. Brisher is struggling publicly and making reckless choices for small money.
And he was like, he said, Will me, Diddy made me suck it. You know what's going on. Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm like, listen.
Some people also claim that similar situations involved Meek Mill and August Alsina. Around 2015, August was introduced to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith during a very difficult period in his life. He was facing serious health problems, including liver disease and nerve damage that affected his ability to walk. He also became dependent on prescription pain medication. Because of these challenges, he struggled to keep working consistently. Although he earned money from his music career, he reportedly had trouble handling his finances and fell behind on bills, nearly losing his home. On top of that, he was dealing with painful family conflicts and a strained relationship with his mother.
We all want family. That's what we've been taught. We've been taught to we live, we grow, we create a family. I mean, that's what you do. You be with your family. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a void out here for a lot of people. I know for me, I feel a void in my life because I can't get down with my family like that. Yeah. And
after growing close to the entire family of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, August Alsina turned to Jada for emotional and spiritual support. He was young, dealing with health problems and personal stress, and he trusted her guidance. Over time, their bond deepened and eventually became romantic. Jada was about 20 years older than him, which made many people question the situation. On her 47th birthday, August shared a long, heartfelt message praising her, calling her a blessing in his life and describing his feelings in very poetic terms. The post sounded deeply devoted, even more affectionate than anything Will had ever shared publicly about his wife. Things became uncomfortable when news broke that their relationship had lasted for years. August later suggested he believed they were building something meaningful together. When everything came into the open, he seemed hurt and disappointed, as if the future he imagined suddenly disappeared.
It's very different because, as I said, there's so many people that are side-eyeing me, looking at me questionable about it. I mean, I've lost money, friendships, relationships behind it, and I think it's because people don't necessarily know the truth, but I've never done anything wrong. I love those people.
It is hard to understand how anyone could say that August Alsina gained something positive from that situation. When he finally spoke about his relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith, it forced people to take a closer look at what had really been going on between her and Will Smith. Instead of accepting responsibility, some sources claimed August was only telling his story to promote new music. The narrative quickly shifted to calling it a publicity move, which made it seem like his feelings and experiences were not real. For LisaRaye McCoy and Tisha Campbell, the drama felt personal. Tisha had known Jada for years, long before Jada married Will. The couples even attended each other's weddings in the 1990s. At first, everything appeared normal and friendly. However, after Will and Jada tied the knot, Tisha sensed that the dynamic began to change. There were rumors that Will had once admitted to having a crush on Tisha. She reportedly laughed it off and mentioned it to Jada, thinking it was harmless. According to these claims, Jada already knew and slowly tried to make Tisha more comfortable with blurred boundaries. Meanwhile, Tisha's husband, Dwayne Martin, was allegedly closer to the Smiths than she realized. Business dealings added another layer. The Smiths reportedly invested in ventures connected to Tisha and Dwayne, including a restaurant. Over time, money problems grew. Projects failed, debts increased, and steady acting roles became scarce. Tisha was also caring for a child with special needs, which brought added stress and expenses. When she eventually filed for divorce, she began questioning where the finances had gone. She later discovered complicated ownership paperwork involving their home and loans tied to the Smiths. By the time everything unraveled, she felt she had little left to claim and believed she had to walk away without the security she expected.
I look like my man left me.
That's so
Took all my money.
That already happened.
Oh, you bitch.
But that is not everything. There are also claims that Will Smith and Dwayne Martin were involved, and even a former assistant has recently spoken out, backing up those rumors.
I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder, like murder. It was murder in there.
Okay. What did you do?
Tisha felt deeply hurt by everything that happened. She believed she had a real friendship with Jada Pinkett Smith and trusted that their bond meant something. From her point of view, that trust was broken. What made it worse was how she was described in the media. Instead of people listening to her concerns, she felt she was painted as unstable or dramatic. When the situation involving August Alsina became public, Tisha seemed to feel a sense of validation. She shared a message online saying that the truth always comes out, no matter how hard someone tries to hide it. She added that lies only delay what is eventually revealed, and that, over time, people stop believing false stories. LisaRaye McCoy also supported Tisha's feelings. LisaRaye claimed she experienced her own issues after introducing Dwayne Martin to her former husband, Michael Missick. There have long been rumors linking Dwayne to Will Smith, dating back to when they met during The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. According to LisaRaye, after that introduction, her marriage began to fall apart. She alleged that Dwayne grew very close to her husband and became heavily involved in their personal space. Over time, she felt pushed aside in her own home and believed boundaries were ignored, leaving her feeling powerless and betrayed.
I've always been afraid to date in LA. I had heard stories and,
What stories
about
you
the
heard
parties,
about
about the Down Low brothers and about all of that. And I'm like, I ain't for none of that. You know what I mean? I don't want you to be playing with me. I don't want to be no notch on nobody's belt like I had her. I've never been no fuck girl. You know what I mean? None of that.
So proud of her for being so honest. I'm so proud of her.
For LisaRaye McCoy, what happened between August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith did not seem like a simple romance. She believes August looked up to Jada as a mentor and trusted her for advice and emotional support. She had agreed to guide him, yet the situation later turned intimate. When problems arose and he no longer fit into her life the way she wanted, LisaRaye feels he was pushed aside, as if his feelings and loyalty never truly mattered.
And I feel that he was a baby. Now, I'm all for if you want to date somebody younger, go for it, you know what I mean? But because of his circumstance and why in which he came to her, wounded and hurt, and in her lap, how in the hell did he get off the lap and then you got onto the dick? I don't understand. Son brought him to you all, and you all brought him in like family and started vacationing with him. So you were trying to mentor him. So you done fucked him up even more right here.
Many people online have started comparing that situation to what they believe Brisher Y. Gray experienced. They say he was welcomed in when he was useful, then quietly pushed aside once the excitement faded. The same criticism has been aimed at August Alsina and his connection to Jada Pinkett Smith. Some commenters argue that August turned to Jada during a painful time in his life, hoping for comfort and direction. Instead, they believe the relationship became romantic while he was still emotionally fragile. In their view, he developed deep feelings without fully understanding how much he was hurting. Critics claim Jada, being older and more experienced, should have recognized his vulnerability. They feel she returned to her marriage after things became complicated, while he was left to deal with the fallout alone. Others see it differently, but the debate continues. Many still question whether the situation was fair, or if a young man struggling with health and personal issues deserved stronger boundaries and clearer intentions from someone he trusted.